So for this, there was two things that stuck out to me most. And the first one was, fact of the matter was, I just wanted to get out of town. Wanted to get as far away from where I was as I could. These sentences stuck out to me because I am sure most people at some point in their lives can remember when they just want to get out and pretend like they are not here anymore. I can remember more than one occasion where I did not want to be here anymore, and any other place looked better than this, being where I was. I can't imagine how it felt to have a refuge experience or living in a hostile home place like that, and just the degree of having to, like, being kicked out and moving to a whole different country and, like, going through all that. I personally cannot imagine it, and, like, would never want somebody to go through that ever, even though it happened, sadly. And yeah. So on, like, with that said, like, those people that are going through there, I'm sure more than once have gone through their head being like, I wish I was somewhere else, like anywhere else looks better than this. And it's just sad to think that people of all ages and stuff, they're thinking that, and wouldn't want anybody to go through that, honestly. On a personal level, I can do my best to help relate or, like, put myself in their shoes. I didn't grow up in the most stable of families, so I have dealt with my fair share of trauma and wanting to disappear. I moved 10 hours away from my home to Calgary, but I lived in, like, a hamlet, and it was super, like, was not good. And so I honestly, because in this paragraph he talks about how wanting to leave and, like, just moving away and restarting fresh, kind of. So I did that because I couldn't handle living at home anymore. So I moved 10 hours to Calgary, where I didn't know anybody, and had a fresh start, and honestly I don't regret it at all. That's just trying to relate to some degree of what they're going through, honestly. But yeah, that's that. And the second part that stood out to me most was, it was, after all, a man's world, and each step she took had to be made as quietly as possible, each movement camouflaged against complaint. To me, this, as a female, and being raised the way I was, women were constantly being belittled, and we could do nothing against it. We could never complain or fight against it. That's just, in my town, we were born and raised to, like, have families, make our husbands happy, and like that. So to me, this makes me pretty mad when there's, like, women going through this still to this day, having this feeling, even though now there's more that we're doing and stuff like that. But back then they had even less of a say, and they just had to accept it. Now we're, like, fighting it and stuff, so it's a lot better, but it's still a super, like, sensitive topic for a lot of people, and fighting against it is taking time, and probably will never be normal again where women are equal as men, but we can fight against it as much as we can. So yeah, I think just from a woman's point of view that this just needs to stop, and that people need to stop being able to write that. And yeah.